Reverie was chosen because I love the early graphical designs done by Mucha. This one in particular shows a young woman seemingly lost in a book daydreaming. While this reflects in the title Reverie, meaning daydreamer, it still helps me relate to this character, as I often get lost in thought, either creating or getting lost in a good story. One thing I didn't realize while creating this recreation was Reverie was part of a calendar. Also, many other artists in history were inspired by Alphonse Mucha. Sorry if I butchered that name. It started as its own style, known as Mucha style, before it was brought into Art Nouveau. Later, after being inside of a calendar, it was published into a decorative panel in a magazine. To recreate this piece, I first analyzed the material being seen, the balance and the harmony, different shapes and form. For example, a lot of Mucha's style is separated by thicker, bolder black lines with a middle ground of lightly shaded forms and shapes of colors. For example, in the face. Her face has light shading, and also her clothes are two distinct colors between the shade and the base color. Second, I would look at the metaphorical and representative elements in this piece. Her sitting in a somber mood, and the Slavic clothing, as we can see from the patterning on the dress. The flowers in the back perhaps representing the spring or a new birth of art with the rise of Art Nouveau. This piece spoke to me, and I felt representing myself in my journey currently, so I decided here to relate myself to the piece by doing a self-portrait. Third, I decided what symbols I should represent in myself. The first idea came to mind was as a whole, representing me coming into a new understanding of art and history, as I've grown to understand it more within this class. So, a rebirth of thought and a second era of my own art. I drew myself with a sketchbook, daydreaming of what I might be able to create with my newfound learning. The roses, representing a beautiful newness, but also the thorns from the last season's growth, built upon the dead branches of the season previously. Still dangerous enough to prick if you are able to misstep. If you are unfortunate enough to misstep. Fourth, I decided my color palette from the current one being used in the art done by Mucha, which tends to be a little bit more muted. Fifth, I decided to go a little bit out of my way and add highlights, which isn't a thing of Mucha, as he usually did when he added flat colors with just shadows. Sixth, I added my finishing touches, which are signature to Mucha's art style, the outlines blocking out the different shapes.